Hey guys, this is Gw2 here. This is the second part of my final Guardian build. We're going to be going over armor, runes, weapons, sigils, including all the weapon skills. So let's get started.
Sounds like they're in trouble.
Alright, with armor, I have my Avenger set, but obviously I'm not using Avenger stats because that'd be level 60 gear. So all my armor is Knights, which is power, precision, and toughness, with toughness being priority number 1 on the stat ratio, I guess you could call it. Okay, it's all Knights because it gives you exactly what you need: power, precision, toughness. Okay, for the runes, we have superior runes of the soldier. Again, the tooltip's a little bit messed up, but I have 6 of them, which gives me this number 6 skill, which is shouts remove a condition. And since our build revolves around using shouts, that's one of their main ways we're going to be removing conditions off ourselves, along with the 2 passives that I've already explained. That gives us it removes 2 conditions every 10 seconds, so that's a lot of condition removal, which is what we need. Okay, our weapons are also Knight's weapon, except for the staff, which is Celeric. So we have Knight Greatsword and a Celeric staff. Okay, the Greatsword has superior sigil of perception, which is a great skill. I usually keep 25 stacks on it pretty regularly. You just gotta be careful about how you play and not get into really dangerous situations, which brings up my crit up to 45%, which is really good. Okay, it's where we want it, especially since crit is not our major stat. We're stacking a lot of toughness, we're stacking a little bit of healing power, we're stacking a lot of power, not necessarily a lot of precision. We're trying to, but it's not the main stat. Okay, so you have superior sigil or perception. So I already explained a little bit about sigils when I went over, I believe, my warrior. So if you guys want to check out that video, it should be below. And I have superior sigil of battle, which is great. It doesn't really coincide with any other sigils, so anytime I swap I get 3 stacks of might, which is great. Okay, I have the Guild Caretaker's Backpack of the Knight, which is precision, vitality, and healing power. This is really great. I wish it had gear that had precision, toughness, and healing power. I would just get all that gear and forget power, and just be a healing monster. But there's not. For my jewels are all Sapphire, which is the Celeric stat order, which is power, toughness, and healing power, with healing power being the priority. But I changed the jewels in every single jewelry to be exclusive emerald jewels, which is your Knight's jewels, and the backpack also has a Knight's jewel. So it's a lot of precision, toughness, and power, which is what I really need to bring it up to 45% crit. Okay, let's talk about the weapons. First, let's talk about the Greatsword. The Greatsword is your main damaging weapon, the weapon you're going to be having out most of the time, unless the fight calls for it to be ranged, or you're kind of low on health and you want to do a little bit of supporting. You know, it really depends on the situation, but ultimately you're there to tank. You're there to keep the attention of the mob as much as you can, so you want to be up in their face, since that's one of the ways they calculate aggro. Alright, let's talk about their main hand strike. Every 3rd attack gives me a stack of might, and that heals me, so it's really good that I'm stacking might here, along with every time I crit I stack might. There's a lot of little boons that heal you, especially for solo play. But again, it really shines in team play when you're giving boons to everybody all the time. Okay, Whirling Wrath is really great. It's a lot of damage. You do a lot of crits. You have the opportunity to get a lot of damage out, and you get a lot of might. Plus, it's a combo finisher whirl, which if done under your light field, it actually cures conditions off of allies and yourself. If done under a fire, it gives might to everybody. So it's very useful. You always want to stand inside a field when you use whirl, because it really helps your team out. It gives different kinds of boons, so that heals you. So Leap of Faith is your gap closer, and it's a combo finisher leap. Again, you use those combo fields to create more boons for yourself. It really synergizes well with all your traits. It grants blind to nearby foes. The way blind works is the next outgoing attack misses, so you get one freebie. It never hurt nobody. Okay, Symbol of Wrath is your field. It gives you retaliation, and it keeps refreshing it. Retaliation does nothing except for hurt the enemy. This is one of the offensive boons. It's really fun and useful. And lastly is your Binding Blade. You throw blades at foes all around you while you spin. It is a combo finisher whirl, and if you press it again, it pulls all the foes that were chained towards you and knocks them down. So it's an interrupt. It knocks people towards you so you can use your AoE attacks on them, and it's very useful. I mainly use it situational, or let me rephrase this. I use the pull part of this attack situationally, but I use Binding Blade almost constantly. This is a great dot that you could put on enemies and it'll just damage them. So the trick with this is you actually put Binding Blade on enemies, but don't pull them because that cancels their dot. So just leave the dot and let damage happen to them. Okay? And let's give a couple of combos and examples real quick. You want to lay down your field, and that gives you retaliation. Every time this refreshes, it heals you. Okay? But while that's up, you can do combo whirl and combo leap at the end of it, so that you can actually extend the time that you have retaliation on. So for example, you do Symbol of Wrath, then you do combo whirl, which removes condition, and then you leap out of it, which gives you retaliation for 6 seconds, which lasts longer because of our trait. So that's great. Whirling Blade, you can move with it, you can do a lot of damage, and again, your main hand attack, you want to use it as much as possible because it heals you when it grants you might. Okay? Might stacking is great, especially on other teammates, because a warrior with a ton of might will be doing an insane amount of damage, along with any other class really, because might grants you power and condition. It's really fun and useful. Alright, let's talk about the second, which is the staff. Your staff is your main supporting weapon. Alright, it is also your ranged weapon. It doesn't have a lot of range on it. It's only 600, but it's a ginormously wide range of AoE. So you could circle strafe and hit everything within your general direction. I like to think of it as my little shotgun. You know, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's there. It's doing something, you know? Okay, Orb of Light is slightly damaging, but you're really useful when it comes to healing allies. So when you do Overlight, it takes 2 seconds. So I mean, it does a little bit of damage. The only thing is it has a little bit of a cast time, so I don't really use it for the damage. I use it only for healing. So I just throw it down and detonate it, and it's a 9-second cooldown, but I healed everybody around me, so that works out. Symbol of Swiftness I use to get around. It also damages enemies that are in it, and it's a light combo field, so you can combo out of it if you have anybody that can combo out of it. Okay, Empower. Empower is a big heal for us. It gives 12 stacks of might to nearby allies, and it heals everybody at the end of it. So this is one of our big heals. So if we're running low and we switch the staff, we'll move a little bit out of the way and we channel this. Every stack you give to other people is healing you, plus at the end you heal at the end. Line of Warning has a cast time and a relatively long cooldown. Sometimes I use this for certain bosses, or I know that ads are gonna come in a hallway and I just sort of place it to funnel people. That way the ads stay at range, you know, you can heal while they do that. It's not very long. I believe the cooldown on it is a little bit ridiculous. I guess it can be really overpowering, but I feel like it loses a lot of its usefulness, at least for this build, since this is a very tanky build. I really want people to come and hit me, you know?
This is gonna be the bloodiest
that's it for your weapons, your armors, your runes, and your sigils. The next video is gonna be on your consumables, your rotations, and we're gonna go outside and start hitting stuff. Alright, this is Gw2. Check out my next video. Should be right next to this one. Alright, thank you guys.